You are you and I'm not me, and where we are is where we be. If it's night or day, the time is now. To get involved, I'll show you how. I'll run the show, you'll do your part. We'll have a blast by making art. Come join the gang, no need to fear. Just bring along your imaginosphere.
I am not me. I am art. And I am welcoming you to episode 13, unlucky for some, certainly not for me, of Art Right Now, the most creatacular art extravaganza in live-tainment you're about to experience, and if the mood takes you, create some uncut, unadulterated, employed art. But before we get to that, as there are probably people tuning in from all around the world, we should take a moment to unite as a single collective. We like to start things around here with a toast, a simple shared action in order to link our creative energies and get us all on the same art page of the art book. So please charge your beverages for today's toast, courtesy of Instagram acolyte Lexi Lou Who. This one's going to shock you. Gosh. To 420. Yes. Once again, it's that date in American date format that translates to 420, the time, which is the time that traditionally people smoke marijuana. The origins of the term 420 date back to the 1970s. A group of 5 high school teenagers in California, where else, used to meet at 4:20 p.m. each week in search of a cannabis plant that was supposedly left behind in a forest by a U.S. Coast Guard member who could no longer tend to the crop. They met at 4:20 p.m. as they were all athletes and had sports practice to attend before that time. Now, I have traditionally been staunchly against recreational drugs. I take ibuprofen, I take Calpol, and I'll give myself a Vicks Vapor Rub moustache if I'm very blocked up. But outside of that, I like to keep things au naturel. But it is legal now in many places, and I've heard from a lot of people that not only does marijuana increase creativity, which I'm all about, but it can also make you worry less about your problems, which for me at the moment would be a great help. So maybe I've been too harsh. Maybe I owe it to Bob Marley, John Lennon, Seth Rogen, and Snoop Doggy Dogg to give it a try. Not definitely, we'll see how things go, but maybe. But here's to the people who yesterday partook in a relaxing and creative holiday to 420. Let's have another one of those. Hello now, buddies. Hello. Who do we have here today in our little now buddy canoe, boat, sailing vessel of some kind? Nana Hobbob. Hello to you. TB Douglas, lovely to see you. Use of the uncommon hello there, TB. Big fan of that, bringing that one back. AOL Time Warner Official, get the commercials out of the way now. Absolutely. I remembered to run a commercial within the countdown so as to, knock it out a little bit. Definitely not due to hello to you, Nana Hobbob. The intro goes hard, almost too hard. Almost too hard. I'll get on board with that. That's me. That's me much of the time. Much of the time. Almost too hard, but just the right side of flaccid. SJBeck72, hi everyone, hello to you SJBeck72. Maple Panda, hello to you as well. My gosh, what a lovely little collection of people in the boat. How is everybody today? Thanks very much for the commercial consideration. Yeah, absolutely welcome, AOL Time Warner. I will be trying to just kind of put them in places that you're not going to be missing out on too much, because I do appreciate your time. And I appreciate that it's not always possible to be a subscriber. That's absolutely fine. I put this out for free, okay? I put this out for free. And that's a deliberate thing. Because sometimes you're in a situation where you can't afford that much, which is a wonderful segue into the fact that I'm currently unemployed, and this is the Art Right Now Unemployment Special. I am currently unemployed, and I do enjoy doing themed episodes. I will say it's difficult doing a themed episode of Art Right Now, just by virtue of the fact that the segments that we have, beautiful, Nana, thank you so much. Just because of the segments that we have are so varied, and a lot of them bring in a lot of unpredictability, that it is tricky to do I tried to do an Easter one last time, but it really didn't work out. And I'd got a whole memory that I'd remembered from back in the day, but I ran out of time to draw the person, so that one didn't really work out. So this episode, we've got 3 wonderful segments, 4 if you include the sponsor's message, and all very specifically, very consciously attuned to the unemployment experience. It is an experience I'm going through at the moment, not enjoying. I'll hold my hands up to that. Not enjoying it at all, and so hopefully by addressing it and by utilizing it, fictionalizing it, and making it part of the narrative of the show, my hope is that it'll just give me a little serotonin boost and really making me a little bit happier. Really need our sponsorship to step up this week. Yeah, I am very pleased, very, very thankful as ever to the fine people of B Squared who have sponsored us. And I will be getting to that just as soon as we get through a little bit of admin at the beginning. First bit of admin, of course, as ever. What's this episode going to be called? Sure, it's an unemployment special, but that's not the title of it. Heavens no. That's up to you guys. Ep name. If we stumble upon a word or phrase over the course of the show that you feel drawn to as a possible title for this episode of Art Right Now, get it in the chat with the word ep name before it, i.e. ep name Easter with the Boss, which is what we got last time. Easter with the Boss. It was a wonderful, wonderful episode. Really kind of dancing around the idea of being an Easter special, but as I say, it wasn't quite, because there wasn't anything particularly specifically Easter about it. But yeah, Easter with the Boss, a lovely, lovely app name. Thank you, AOL. Do I not have a thing for that? Yeah, that would be good, wouldn't it? AOL Time Warner. App name. What's it called? There's a name for it. Exclamation mark thing. That's what we'll go for. That's what's on there. Perfect idea, AOL Time Warner official. You're helping already. We've got another little bit of admin to do. It's a little bit more involved.
Not these pics, plus your words. It's modern art. Just ask young people, not memes.
Not memes, baby. Not memes, not memes. Not memes is a section where we're dealing with memes. And memes, lest we forget, are art. To combine 2 disparate concepts into one unified image or video is very clever. They're like the visual equivalent of puns, and we all know how artful puns are. So I'm going to show you a meme that I say improved, merely by making a version of it using my own face. Your job is to fill in the gaps. I say that is my traditional intro for this, but it's not quite true this time. What is true is it's my image, it's your words together. This is not memes. This is a unique, a world first in the world of not memes, guys. This is the 6th not meme that we have created together. It might just be the most exciting of all, because I'm not, for the first time, basing my meme on a pre-existing one. Instead, I'm using captures from a project of my own, which is my incredible rap that I put out recently. I did a version of it in the last quiz, I believe, about being unemployed and about getting fired. So I took some stills from that and I created a new one with wide-ranging possibilities. Okay, so you're doing it now, AOL Time Warner Official, and now you've got me worrying. No, log in. Because it should be... Oh, a user with this email does not exist. Oh, log in with Twitch. Okay. You get me worried now. You get me worried that the cloud bot just isn't on. It sometimes does that where it just switches off. Cloudbot isn't on. Why are you switched off, Cloudbot? No. AOL Time Warner Official. My God, don't you dare apologize for that. Don't you dare. Cloudbot, you're on. Give it another try, AOL Time Warner Official. Give me another try. Let's try it again. No worries. Cloudbot switched off for 420. Maybe the Cloudbot just said, you know what? There we go. So there is one for Notmemes. That's good. It all worked out. You're itching, dying, desperate, I imagine at this point, to see what this meme is. And it's a very simple one, very fitting for this episode. Boom. No. Boom. There we go. So I've got to move a little bit. Okay, that's fine. I can move. So top left, we've got Happy Not Me. Top right, we've got HR handing over a piece of paper. Bottom left, what's on the paper? You're fired. Bottom right, Not Me's not so happy anymore. Yeah? That's our basic situation. We've got some options here, of course. Now, this is interesting because I think A and B and C are essential. Who is being affected here? Who is doing the informing? Because it's an information-based meme. C, what is that information? D, I think it is a four-parter. No. Yeah, absolutely. You're getting a little bit of extra bang for your buck. D, I think, is optional. Now, I couldn't, when I was brainstorming ideas for this, I couldn't come up with one that involved D in a meaningful way. I could have really forced one in, but I think, again, this is down to my creativity. Again, I think that the facial expression that you're getting on D should tell a lot of the story. It's happy to sad. Yeah? It's amiable to just devastated, whatever it is. A 3 to 4 parter. It's up to you guys. You can give me an ABC. You can give me an ABCD. You don't even have to necessarily get... It's up to you. But with Notmemes, because, I know that there are people out there who don't necessarily see memes in the same creative way as I do and aren't necessarily thinking in that way. So I like to do some examples. Example number 1, or areas that you might be interested in looking at, personal life. What's something in your personal life that you could mine for this meme? For me, very simple. Not me asking parents to reinstate his allowance. Parents, no, sadness. It's very simple and straightforward. Route 1. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah? If it didn't work, they wouldn't even call it a route. They would just say, well, let's move on to that. What have you got for route 2? What have you got for route 2? Maybe let's have a little look at that. That's what they'd say. Another area that you could go into for the memes is body and mind. Again, taking the metaphysical. Obviously, they're two separate entities. In the meme, it's Not Me and HR, but you could combine them in some way. Would I like another fajita? Yes, please. And your stomach tells you, unfortunately, you're full. Yeah? So that works. That works as well. Option number 3 is you could take an existing story and you could illuminate a certain part of it through a meme. I went biblical. Adam and Eve, snake. If you eat that fruit, you'll be as clever as God. That's interesting because that changes bottom right. That kind of changes bottom right to be less, oh no, and more just, what? I think the expression covers both of those. I think the expression is something called the Kuleshov effect, where an expression is read differently depending on the contextual clues. That's an outstanding piece of trivia there that I've just given you. Exceptional bit of knowledge. And then the final one, final area that I found quite fruitful when I was brainstorming ideas for this, time traveling. Music fans in 2015, Time Traveller, 2016 Celebrity Death List, they're upset. It had Prince on it. It had Bowie on it. That was the big double header there. This one's a bit small, actually, isn't it? Let's enbeefen it. Enbeefen that meme, just to make it a little bit easier for you to read. So that's what we've got. That's what we've got. I just need you to tell me, not meme, A is this, B is this, C is this, D is this, if you want to include all of those. Maybe your B will actually be HR, in which case you don't need a B. Your bottom left might genuinely be you're fired. Maybe. Who knows? Who knows? I don't want to put any kind of limitations on you guys. But this is not memes. It's up to you. Get your suggestions in the chat. It's about information, receiving some negative or momentous information. Who is it? What is it? Let me know. Very exciting. AOL Time Warner official. We're going with it. We're going with an advert, but we'll just keep chatting. We'll just keep chatting. It's fine. Nana Hobob straight in. Lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. Thank you so much, and we'll keep going back to it. We'll keep going back to it. These are your options. This is what you're working with. This is what you're working with. Okay? So we can't really do anything now because of AOL Time Warner, who is a valued member of the Now Buddies. We had, obviously, that's something that we can do. We had the... what did we have? We had the toast for 420, which, again, I think would have been a surprise for a lot of people because I have been very much of the just say no headspace vis-a-vis drugs in the past. But hey, it's only a hard-headed person who will never admit that they're wrong. That's not me. That's not me at all. So we had some other fantastic options. It's apparently Queen Elizabeth's birthday today. Is that true? Is it the Queen's birthday? Queen Elizabeth II. 21st of April. Yeah. Okay. So, happy birthday, Her Madge, up in heaven above, which is the heaven that only old English people get to go to, unfortunately. So, well done, Queen. Gone but not forgotten. A chill bean month goes for allergy medication, which I was close to picking because the reasoning for it, I'm not sure it's doing anything, but at least it feels like you're trying. And I thought that might work quite nicely. Allergy medication isn't working. I'm currently not working, so it would have fit in with the nice, with the situation there. Holly Sophia goes with soup. Never a bad time. Never a bad time to be praising soup. That's a personal opinion. Quiff, Lord of Guff, responded with London Marathon runners. Absolutely. What an incredible physical achievement. An incredible physical achievement to be going with. Be able to run a whole marathon. That's 26 miles, guys. That's 26 miles. Buoyed on, no doubt, by a lot of people getting involved with the activity by cheering on, sometimes bringing snacks or sweets, but not having to do the training themselves. It's a lovely kind of I'm not going to do the training, I'm not going to do the running, but I still want to feel a part of it. Still want to get some of that positivity. I am Togepi. Went with stew, which is a lovely. I was cooked a lovely stew on Friday night. That is, it's a classic unemployed food. A little bit of chicken. That goes a heck of a long way in some stew. Bulk that out with some vegetables. It's a very cheap, very delicious meal. And then Palugin responded with the breeze. Gosh, the breeze is nice. One of the best weather formations there is. IMHO. So thank you so much, everybody who got back to me and made a suggestion for the toast. I love reading them. And I love deciding which one to pick. But even the ones that I don't pick, as you just heard, tend to be pretty great. Monkey Pigsy Funk, thank you so much. TB Douglas, thank you so much. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful suggestions, one and all. As we said earlier, it is very key at the moment to get what little money I can. We need to go through the sponsors. So let's have a little look. The wonderful people at B Squared. Fabulous, fabulous people. And I said to them, hey guys, do you know what? I'm doing an unemployment special for art right now this week. Have you got anything that might fit? And they said, yes, absolutely not me. We've got something that fit. And I think you'll agree this really, really, really does. So let's have a look. Do you struggle to hold down a job because you're a mess? There's something fundamental to your being that prevents you from keeping employment long term, but it's not a registered disability such that you're protected by the government. Then come along to the Omnishambles Job Fair, the only job fair focused on getting non-medically mental people gainfully employed. On the first Sunday of every month at the Bushwick YMCA, we have stalls set out to get you the job you kind of want, but more importantly, the job that your brand of crazy won't hold you back from. Jobs like bus driver, mall security guard, person at the mechanics who doesn't deal with the public, chatty IT guy, singer at a holiday camp, deacon, unlicensed taxi driver, tour guide where you have to play a character, tarot card reader, sales manager, almost any job that you do exclusively at night, and of course, actor. Once you've signed up for a few different jobs, feel free to take time out in our listening room, where we've got people paid to just sit and listen to whatever drama you've definitely got going on at the moment. Nice, nice. So if you are a little bit off, a little bit of an odd bod, and that's absolutely fine, head along to the Bushwick YMCA the first of every month, and they'll try and get you a job that you won't immediately lose, just for kind of being how you are. Yeah? All good. Thank you so much. That is money in my pocket from B Squared. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very, very much. How are we doing? How are we doing? SJPEX72, lovely, lovely, lovely stuff. And AOL Time Warner Official. We're getting our suggestions in, and I could not be more thankful, because Notmemes is very much a segment where if you don't get involved with it, it will just fall flat. TB Douglas, EP name, fantastic, absolutely. Let's get those EP names in. Let's get those EP names in, guys. Any little phrase that pops up can be something that you guys say, something that I say. Whatever it might be, doesn't necessarily have to be a direct quote. I will say, if there's a little phrase that you think would work quite nicely, and it's kind of adjacent to something that we've been talking about, please feel free. So thank you so much, TB. Let's get a few more of those in to get a good poll at the end. We need 5. We need 5, really. We need 5. What have we got next? Oh, yeah, it's gonna be a good one.
You want the best? Now here's the score. I'll give you that in groups of 4. That's not enough. You want some more? Here's Native Warrior Crazy Horse. Rushmore.
Rushmore indeed. Welcome to Rushmore, where I, Notme, tell you the best 4 things of a thing, and then you let me know what the 5th thing should be. Today, we are looking at the Rushmore of... Oh yeah, plus the Crazy Horse. You need to let me know what the Crazy Horse is. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the top 4. You tell me that 5th one. That's the crazy horse. That's the whole deal. But today, we are looking at the Rushmore of jobs it's good to not have. So I thought this one just a nice one, just to kind of build back a little bit of self-esteem, maybe. Build back a little bit of self-esteem for me. Yes, it's not fun to not have a job, but there are jobs out there that are terrible, and we don't want to have those jobs, so it's good to not have those jobs. So let's try and focus on those jobs, and then maybe I won't have to have so many sad baths. 2 seconds. Okay, I'm back in the room. So here we go. Jobs that it's good to not have. We've got our Jefferson, our Lincoln, our Washington, and our Roosevelt. What is number 1? Taylor Swift, PR. Interesting. Interesting indeed. Okay. Taylor Swift has the world at her feet. Millions of people hang on her every word, eagerly awaiting her next music release, acting cameo, or relationship drama. Everything she touches turns to gold. Whew. Excellent. Which means, at one point or another, she's going to mess up. It's the law of averages, guys. Nobody is squeaky clean, except for Tom Hanks. And Hanks, my friends, is a white peacock, the exception that proves the rule. And when she does mess up, it's that PR person who's going to have to perform emergency reputation surgery. And boy, do they know it, every single day awaiting that awful news that she's been revealed as a practicing Wiccan hell queen. She said a no-no word to a person of colour, or she's just got completely mash up on moonshine and smashed her car through Madonna. The anticipation must be absolutely unbearable. Plus, even before that day, you know that on any given day at 2 a.m., say, Taylor might just release a double album without telling anyone, and then you're just going to have to jump into action and throw together whatever promo stuff you can find. It doesn't matter what time it is, who you're with, or where you are. This is Tay-Tay, and she needs some black and white photos ASAP. I'm sorry, guys, but I need my sleep. It's a bad job. That's number 1. Jobs it's good to not have, number 2. It's Martin Scorsese's casting director. Casting is a very important role in filmmaking, so much so that they are making a new category for it at the Oscars. Not now, but in 6 years or something. But for a casting director to do their job properly, they need to be working with a director who is open to ideas, malleable, yeah? And that is not Martin Scorsese. Now, I've worked out a little dramatization that I think might help illustrate the issue. I will be playing the casting director. We've got an image for that. There we go. That's me as a casting director. I took that earlier today. So I should be playing that, and Martin Scorsese should be played by Martin Scorsese. Okay, here we go. So this is me now. Okay, Marty, very excited about this upcoming Frank Sinatra biopic that you're working on. It's very much in the unpleasant people wearing fancy suits and drinking genre that you have really made your own over the past 50 years. And I think the final result is going to be absolutely excellent. So in terms of the lead role, I've got some ideas. Leo! Absolutely. Leonardo DiCaprio is a tremendous actor. I know that you've worked with him several times in the past. You've enjoyed them. He's done some fantastic work. But for me personally, I think there are a few other options. Leo! Okay, Marty, let me ask you this. Yeah? Let me ask you this. If Leonardo DiCaprio blew up tomorrow through complications of having a young girlfriend, but a very young girlfriend, who would you cast then? Leo! No. Marty, I did just tell you that you can't cast Leo. Okay, so in this scenario, he's been blown up. Yeah, he blew up, didn't he? Okay, so who do you think would be your second choice? Bob. Okay, Robert De Niro is 80 years old. I think what we learn from The Irishman is that you can make him kind of look younger, but you can't make him necessarily act realistically young. I think that was, obviously it worked perfectly in The Irishman, but I think for this particular Leo! I just think to be locked in a role like that would be too constrictive, you know? To have the totality of Hollywood desperate to work with this guy, and for him to just reject them all instantly. Even James Spader. For me, I think that would just be too upsetting. Yeah? That's a bad job. Thank you so much, guys. I agree. Bad job. Number 3, what do we have? US President. Yeah? Being the head of state for any country is a lot of power and a lot of pressure and a guarantee that some people will despise you. This is Chris Rock in the film Head of State, because I said head of state, of course. But all of that, is it worth it just because you might get to go on Stephen Colbert's show? For me, no. Former New Zealand Premier Jacinda Ardern there. But the President of America is, like many American versions of things that you do find elsewhere in the world, bigger, bolder, and more ridiculous. So you take what's elsewhere and you think, well, for the US, that's crazy. Now, the current US President, Joe Biden, won the popular vote and the overall election by garnering, in 2020, and this is absolutely incredible, 81,283,501 votes. That's huge, yeah? But that also means that in the country where he's in charge, over 250 million people, did not vote for him. I mean, just from a self-esteem standpoint, that's got to be pretty tricky. Sure, my lifetainment shows are generally viewed by 8, 10, 12 people on a good day, but that's because the vast majority of people remain in miserable ignorance of my works. Thanks very much, algorithms. But everybody knew about Joe Biden. In 2020, you couldn't move for his charming, wrinkled face, and most of those people still chose not to vote for him. Plus, you're never on your own, you have to work long hours, you have social engagements even after you've finished work that are kind of just like more work, and with 45 people in history having been president and 4 of them having been assassinated, it's actually, statistically speaking, the most dangerous job in history. That's a bad job. That's a bad job, okay? That's 3. Our 4th job that it's good to not have might surprise you a little bit, but give me a second, yeah? Horse. There is something majestic about being a horse. Your speed, your mane, your long face and visible musculature. There is a reason that you and your kind have been rendered so frequently in oil paint. You're a crowd pleaser. But as soon as you become employed, let's be honest, regardless of what you're doing, regardless of how qualified you are or any extra commendations you've received, regardless of how glowing your references are from previous employers, someone's sitting on you. Whether racing, whether parading, whether jumping, whether marshalling other animals, it all goes very simply, your back, and then immediately above your back, somebody's bum. Yeah? The employed horse is, let's be clear on this, essentially an old-fashioned bicycle. And I'm sure if you surveyed a group of bicycles about how much they enjoyed being sat on, the answers would generally fit into a theme of, well, I'd enjoy it less if I was made of flesh and blood instead of carbon fibre and metal. Let's say that. Yes, a horse is strong. Yes, a horse can take it more than a human could. Yes, if you're a racehorse specifically, then the people they're dolloping on top of you are only we. But a human sitting on you is a human sitting on you, and that's a huge turn-off for me. It's a bad job. Yeah? So that's 4 bad jobs, guys. That's 4 jobs that it's good to not have. All we need... Ooh, there's that crazy horse looming above, because it's a lot bigger than Mount Rushmore. Let's not forget that. We've got the Washington, we've got the Jefferson, we've got the Roosevelt, we've got the Lincoln. Now, all we need is for you to let me know below what you think the crazy horse should be. Thank you. Right, let me wipe my nose slightly. Let me take a little drink, because that was a lot of talking there. I saw a lot of people getting inspired by my words. Sure, let's have a look. Definitely not Duda. I mean, you could argue she already did with Matty Healy. Interesting. Thought you're going down the route of her talking about famous people in her songs. Yeah, that's another. Yeah, absolutely. PR-wise, somebody gets onto you. She's actually talking trash about this very famous person that a lot of people really like, and you go, well, she's able to, she actually, it's not technically, it's a good point, TB. That was probably rough on her PR team. Yeah, lots. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's the picture that I found there. If we can go back, I should be able to just jump straight back in. Where is he? Where's that picture? I mean, that says it all, doesn't it? That says it all. She's dating who now? She mentioned who in that song? K-I-M? Oh, for God's sake, Tay-Tay. Ep name Leo, lovely stuff. Little Marty with his little cheeky face there. He loves Leo. Monkey Pixie Funk, maybe he's seeing a link between Leo dating young women and Frank marrying Mia Farrow. I mean, it's not the worst idea in the world. I like that. It was an incoming ad break. We'll snooze that. We'll wait until this segment's finished. That's a nice link there, Monkey Pixie Funk. That's good. So he knows exactly what it's like. To date a Farrow type. Lovely ep name there. That's great. People need to wake up and realize they need inspiration. AOL Time Warner official. I couldn't have put it better myself. Could not have put it better myself. People need to. I think if Joe Biden can get 81 million votes, could I not get at least 40 million views? That doesn't seem so bad. That doesn't seem like so much of an ask. Especially bearing in mind, they can watch me and then they can watch somebody else right afterwards. Biden is like, I'm backing Biden all the way. With me, it's like, yeah, I'll watch Notme now. And then once Notme's finished, he's only taking an hour of my time, unlike most Twitch streamers. I'm going to go with something else. No. Hot take incoming. It's the only takes I have. TB, lovely stuff. CEO of Discovery Time Warner. I like that. AOL Time Warner official. I like that a lot. CEO of Discovery Time Warner. It's going to be tricky because AOL just came in and it was a whole thing. Yeah, it's going to be tricky. Nana Hobbo, Columbia House Record Club salesperson in this day and age. It's all streaming. Do you know what I mean? Show somebody a CD these days and they'll think, oh, that's a funny. Maybe they'll think it's an earring or a space age drinks coaster or something. Don't even get me started on tape decks. Don't even get me started on that. Some lovely suggestions, guys. Any other suggestions for the Crazy Horse? Nick Cage, how dare you, Monkey Pixie Funk? Nick Cage has the greatest job in the world. The job of being Nick Cage? Are you kidding me? You joking me around right now? You joking me around right now, Monkey Pixie Funk? What's wrong? What downside is there to being Nick Cage? Maintaining high creative standards? He does that in his sleep, baby. He does that in his sleep. Sometimes, fun fact, he has actually been asleep in some films that he's been in. And they just prompt him in certain ways that makes it seem like he's, yeah? He told me this personally. In Mandy, there were stretches, minutes-long stretches, that he was running at 10% awakeness. That probably didn't happen, but it's a memory that I have. Just put kids to bed, so miss the text at the bottom. So that's quite nice that's Nick Cage is just who's the greatest person suitable for Mount Rushmore. Oh, okay. I just assumed that Nick Cage was your default question. So anytime somebody asks you a question, you're not quite sure what the question was, the answer is always Nick Cage. In a meeting at work, Monkey Pixie Funk has dozed off. MPF, what are your thoughts on it? What are your thoughts? What are my thoughts? I'm thinking Nick Cage. It's generally a good answer. England football manager, SJBeck72. I like that a lot. That's a tough gig. You're not going to get a lot of support for that. Even the current chap, Captain Waistcoat, he's had his fair share of stick, even though England have done particularly well. I'm not that connected in with football. I feel like I need to get more into it. I guess if you saw Martin Scorsese, Taylor Swift, the presidential seal on a horse, Nicolas Cage seems like a logical follow-up. Could not agree more, Nana. Could not agree more. Do you know what? For me, I'm going with England football manager. It is a thankless task. It's like the president. You're less likely to get assassinated, but you've got to deal with the UK press a little bit more. There we go. The England football manager is the crazy horse of jobs it's good to not have. Thank you so much for your suggestions. That was a very successful Rushmore. Let's head back to Maine. We're going to go into an ad break. Apologies. Thank you so much, TB. Appreciate that. How's everybody doing? Let's make sure. So we've got some lovely, if there are any more EP names. Ads. Yeah, I'm sorry. AOL Time Warner Official. I mean, you can't hear this, but any EP names, get them in the chat. Any more meme suggestions, get them in the chat as well. Thank you so much, TB. I mean, they all count, definitely. They all count. Lovely stuff. Let me try this. Okay, so we've got one final segment here, guys. One final segment. And it is something of a humdinger. Guys, Can I get real? Can I get real for a second? I've been pretty tight-lipped about the circumstances around my disemployment. I gave you a rap about it, sure, but I didn't go into details. But today, for the first time, I'm going to slacken my lips. Guys, this is the true story. Guys, this is a world premiere.
You made an appearance. When I still see illumination in your eyes. Here we go again. He has risen! He has risen!
That's me, moments away from making a big alcohol-fueled mistake on a night out with colleagues. It was a mistake that would cost me my job.
We can't go on together with a vicious lie.
Vulnerability time. I don't make friends quickly. There, I said it. When I look back on my life, I can see that the friends that I've made have been cultivated over time, like growing a hearty vegetable or mold. And so when I started a new job back in 2021 as a video editor at a media company in Brooklyn, I kept to myself. It was actually quite exciting to keep most of me below the surface like an artistic iceberg. But that wasn't why I did it. I've learned that when exposing people to the full, awesome might of myself, my life, my imaginosphere, it's too much for many to fully process, much like staring into the sun or taking a big bite out of an ice cream. Overwhelming. Their minds won't even be able to reconcile why they're feeling how they're feeling, instead resorting to simplified and not true words like weirdo, a bit much, and dum-dum. Me, a dum-dum. Can you imagine? Does this look like a dum-dum to you? Or is this a man channeling one of history's most electric performers to create an experience for his colleagues that they will never forget? I'll let you be the judge. But the second one, right? Over time, I started to feel a little bolder, bringing some art glasses to work to film certain videos. That then led to questions, chief among them, what's with the glasses? What's a Notme? You, an artist? You? As I answered these questions, I drew people in closer, ever closer, knowing that one day they would get so close that I could reach out and stab them with the 8-inch blade of friendship. I even got them involved with some art challenges to continue building bridges. It was finally happening. I was making friends with my colleagues. So much so that I felt comfortable enough suggesting a work outing so that we could all get to know each other outside of the confines of work. Let's go out, I said. Let's do karaoke. I chose Suspicious Minds, Elvis's final US #1 single. Perhaps in some strange way, I knew this song would be my farewell. As sad as it is to think that this song led to my demise, I think we can all agree that I absolutely nailed it. But it was what came after the song that ruined things.
We need to talk about Palestine.
What did I mean? Well, in my quiet moments while observing the horrendous tragedies taking place daily in Palestine and the desperate political pundits trying to articulate their two-state solutions, I had taken my usual approach and gone one step further than anyone thought possible. Yes, that's right. A 3-state solution. I didn't believe, however, in these quiet moments that my plan was polished enough to be heard by others, but clearly my drunken self, insulated from doubt by 3 premium lagers, thought differently.
in vino veritas. I won't go into the details of my master plan, but suffice it to say, it was received poorly in the room at the time and was later described as offensive and degrading to both Jews and Muslims. But did I receive any credit for creating something the two warring sides could finally agree on? I did not. Instead, the following Monday, I was called into an unscheduled meeting by the HR lady, who turned out to be Jewish, even though you really couldn't tell, and married to a Muslim lady. Yes, I know, they're a really inspiring couple, fantastic, give them a medal. Whoa. She told me I was fired and that I had to gather my things and leave immediately because it was gross misconduct. But I didn't leave, and when I tell you that this took place on Monday the 1st of April, you will understand why I was skeptical. Instead, I laughed, and laughed heartily. I commended her on her joke, musing that it was such a wonderful surprise, in part because normally she was a bit of a sourpuss. In the end, it took her 25 minutes and some illustrations on a whiteboard to fully convince me that what she was saying was absolutely not an April Fool's Day prank. Embarrassed and tearful, I ran from the building and have not been back. Not to say goodbye, not to get the phone numbers of my new office friends, not even to pick up my spare trainers. So now I'm out a pair of trainers. And a job. The job is the larger thing here. So now I'm unemployed. I'm an unemployed man. I'm not focused on making friends. I'm not focused on filling the Elvis-shaped hole in my karaoke set list. I'm not even focusing on solving the situation in the Middle East. Sorry, guys. I'm focused on my family, because friends come and go, but family is who you can't provide for if you're unemployed. I should get back to the job hunt. And if you hear of anything going, let me know. Yeah?
There we go. There we go. Jesus and the Scamp. Yeah, they were there. They're who I have to look at every day and say, hey, do you know what, guys? I'm not sure where your next coat's going to come from. I'm not sure where your next toothbrush-shaped treat is going to come from. That's what I'm dealing with, yeah? Thank you so much for the emote love, guys. Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Let's try. Yeah, let's do there. Let's do that. Let's go. Yeah. Okay. Lovely work, guys. We've got some. That's pretty much it. Oh, I'm bang on 5. Good Lord, I'm doing well at this. We've got a little bit of admin to do, though. A little bit of admin.
Not these pics, plus your words. It's modern art. Just ask young people, not me.
Not memes indeed. That's right, guys. We had a lot of fabulous suggestions here. Let's go through some of them. Nana bringing in some really very specific episode work, which I always appreciate. I worried a little bit that the mentioning of the Kuleshov effect might turn some people off. Monkey Pixie Funk talking about a world eggnog shortage. My goodness. You want to talk about something that's going to create that bottom right face. There's a world eggnog shortage? My goodness. SJ Beck 72 bringing in some expired passports and staycations. Lovely stuff. AOL Time Warner official. John and Paul encouraging the others to contribute to the album. Ringo bringing in Octopus's Garden, and then George thinking maybe I'll just keep Got My Mind Set on You to myself. As definitely not Duda rightly points out, shots fired at Ringo there. Shots fired at Ringo. It's a controversial take. I don't necessarily want to say that that's what let it down, but there's a wonderful one from TB about the wonderful film
uncut jams as well, which I very much appreciated. But there can be only one winner. There can be only one winner. So Ringo, don't apologize to Ringo AOL Time Warner official. He doesn't want to see any of his fans. So he's, at some point you think, well, you've kind of made your bed there. I think you need to lay in it. You need to lay in it. Plus, he's a super duper millionaire, and he got to narrate Thomas the Tank Engine. So I think he's doing just fine. So the winner of Notmemes this week, really enjoyed this one. Me settling down to watch a film, my dog coming to see me for what I think is a snuggle. I need to go for a wee. That's lovely, lovely stuff. There's a real roller coaster going on there, TB. A real roller coaster going on. So congratulations to TB. Oh, I should have a celebration thing on here, shouldn't I? Do I have it from somewhere else? Media file. Celebration, I do. Excellent. Yeah. Good stuff. Blum, 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 blum. Blum, 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 blum. Fabulous, fabulous meme work. Fabulous meme work all round. That's what I say. That's what I say. Oh, Nana wants to do a What Is Art. My What Is Art book is not in the room. So we're going to have to leave it. We're going to have to leave it. It's going to be great. Fabulous, fabulous. Well done, you. Let's get back to main. Or that's what we'll do. We'll set up the... so we've got a poll. Ep name is the only thing we need to do now. And then we're going to get to the What Is Art. So we have 5 options in this poll. We've got Elvis-Shaped Hole, which was right at the end there. Right at the end. That's from Monkey Pixie Funk. We've got a We Need 5, which was AOL Time Warner official. I think it was definitely not Duda that brought in Leo. Was it? Definitely not Duda. Ep name Leo. Yes. Charming Wrinkled Face was Monkey Pixie Funk again. Ooh, 2 suggestions there. And then finally, SJ Beck 72 came in right at the end with Suspicious Minds, which I think works quite nicely with the status of the episode. So I'm going to start that poll. I'm going to go and get my That Is Art book. By the time I get back, we'll have an episode name, and we're going to have a That Is Art. That's how this is going to work. Start the poll, and I hope this poll does work, because we had issues with the poll last time when we were naming the scamp, but we're just going to power through it. Here's the poll. There we go. Poll. Blum, 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 blum. Blum, 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 blum. Blum, 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 blum. Getting these votes in. Yes, we're getting some votes in. Lovely, lovely work. Interesting. Gosh, you guys are surprising, aren't you? I can never predict you. It's one of the things that makes it all so exciting. Okay. What have we got? Okay. Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's just do it. Nice. We're getting close. I can do a What Is Art, That Is Art while people are still voting. That's exciting. Here we go. How's the timing going to be? Timing's going to be perfect. This is a long one. When you've not heard a chorus after 2+ minutes and you're getting nervous, but then the drums kick in and you realise that you never should have doubted Phil Collins. That is art. Boom. That is art. Thank you so much, Nana. 500 drops of imaginosphere. Thoroughly well spent. TB Douglas, giving some sweets. Thank you so much, TB. That's excellent, excellent. What an absolute stone cold sweetheart. I couldn't agree more, chat. I couldn't agree more. And we have, there's a late surge for Leo. A late surge for Leo. But Elvis-Shaped Hole is the name of this episode. Who was that? Who was that? Monkey Pixie Funk. There we go. You got to... It's a numbers game. It's a numbers game. Monkey Pixie Funk in there. And that's all good. That's all good. Guys, my goodness. That is episode 13. Congratulations and well done me. Heartily deserved. Heartily deserved. You keep on going with the ep names, you're gonna strike pay dirt. That's how it works. Leo would have been good as well, though, I will say. That is episode 13 of Art Right Now, the unemployment special. I hope that we all feel a little bit more unemployed now, even if you are gainfully employed. Hope you've learned a little something about what it feels to be an unemployed person. Thank you so much for watching, for engaging in the way that you have. You've created what I believe to be maybe the best episode we've ever done. Hope you have a very, very creative week. We're coming back next week with a quiz. It's going to be I Am Smart next week. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it already. Make sure you're cooking your stews in the week, guys, or maybe a little bit of batch cooking right now. It's really going to set you up for the week, and it's a low-cost, delicious, easy, cheap, and fast meal. Excellent episode. Definitely not due. Thank you so much. You can feel it, Elwood. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel that unemployment coursing through your veins. If you are partaking in 420 late because for some reason you forgot yesterday, enjoy that. And I shall see you all next week for, as I say, a quiz next week. And then the week after, we're back with another Art Right Now. And I think, I'm not one to talk out of turn, but I think there's going to be an art bet. Oh. Thank you very much for watching, guys. And I shall see you next time. Be creative.
Thank you for watching, you've gladdened me greatly. Now if you want more art, you don't need to wait. We can art up whenever, there's no timetable. So create some stuff anytime you are able. A poem, a sculpture, a meme or a doodle. Try out them all, the whole kit and caboodle. But if you need help with the what and the how, I'll be back very soon with more Art Right Now.